How New Delhi's growing ties with the Middle East could benefit the US. Due to its focus on China, the US has overlooked India's growing power in the Middle East. In this episode, we will focus on why the US can benefit from India emerging as a major player in the Middle East. But first, please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more such content in the future. Push the bell icon to receive updates every time we upload a video. India's growing geopolitical influence shows how the Middle Eastern countries are eager to benefit from a multipolar world. The US has overlooked India's emerging influence in the Middle East due to its focus on China. India's growing ties with major countries in the region, such as Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Israel, shows the changing geopolitical landscape in the region. While the US overlooked India's growing influence, it may paradoxically benefit the Western superpower.
I think in a way that is in some ways perhaps very Indian and in other ways a little surprising. India is underestimating the extent to which it really is now a global player.
Stephen A. Cook, in a write-up, mentions the following. If the United States' Middle Eastern partners are looking for an alternative to Washington, it is better that New Delhi is among the choices. The US may no longer be the undisputed big dog in the region, but as long as India expands its presence in the Middle East, neither Russia nor China can assume that role. Cook had visited India about a decade ago and noticed that New Delhi did not want to grow its influence in the Middle East. However, things have drastically changed in the last 10 years. While US officials and analysts are obsessed with every diplomatic move, Beijing makes and eye Chinese investment in the Middle East with suspicion. Washington is overlooking one of the most interesting geopolitical developments in the region in years, the emergence of India as a major player in the Middle East, Cook writes. The Gulf nations, such as Saudi Arabia and the UAE, are looking at various ways to expand their relations with India. India's growing ties with the Gulf nations, especially Saudi Arabia, are significant because Riyadh had strongly supported Islamabad in the past. According to the article, one of the reasons for the shifting geopolitical relation is containing Islamist extremism. However, much of the pull is economic. An article published on E-News Time mentions the following. When it comes to the Gulf, the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia are aggressively seeking ways to expand relations with India, the article said. It is a significant shift because both countries, particularly Saudi Arabia, have long aligned with Pakistan, it says, noting that the pivot to India stems in part from a common interest in containing Islamist extremism, but much of the pull is economic. How did you find this information? Please mention this in the comments section. We would also like to know the kind of content you want to watch, and we will try to create it for you. For more news and updates, follow Airr News.